Hello friends, my name is Koolio and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we're taking a first look impressions video for a brand new science fiction hero collector game called Gate 6 Cyber Persona by FLARO Games. Now this game just launched its English version as of last night, and I've been playing it for a few hours and I've got to say I've been really enjoying it, and it's got one of the most unique and pretty interesting stories in any of these role-playing games I've actually tried out in the past. So before we get into this video, if you guys are enjoying these videos, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel so that you can stay up to date in the latest in mobile gaming. Alright friends, let's start the video. Okay, so here we are in Gate 6 Cyber Persona, and I gotta tell you guys right off the bat about the story of the game. Now, I'm not gonna actually go through detail and like describe all the instances and everything, or even like kind of go through and allow you guys like read the text and stuff as we play through this game. But I gotta say, at least watch the intro to the game and the first couple of story missions, because it's got a really interesting story behind it that I've actually never seen before in one of these hero collector games. It's basically a combination of Sword Art Online meets Mad Max Fury Road, and it's pretty crazy, so I do recommend you guys check it out. But here we go, we are in the gameplay of this game. Now this is a hero collector where you collect a whole bunch of different people that are within this cyber realm, basically trying to survive, trying to stay away from like the big corporates that own it, and trying to make a living in it. It's a really interesting story. Highly recommend you check it out, and it's got some pretty great and fun characters to collect. Now, when you first start off the game, gotta let you guys know that there isn't really kind of like re-rolling or 10 times summons. In fact, I haven't even gotten to the point where I've been able to even do my very first 10 times summon. However, they do give you like a free reroll at the beginning to reroll for a free 4-star character out of like a group of them, and you can just keep rerolling as much as you want until you get the character that you desire. To be honest, they could have just easily gotten rid of that and just made it so we could just pick whatever hero that we wanted, but people like to reroll, so I guess they kind of added that into this game. So like I said, I've been playing this game for a couple of hours now, and I've been really enjoying it so far, but it is pretty standard when it comes to your overall gameplay mechanics. You got your heroes, each of them have their own elemental types, each of them have their own specific type of classes, their own skills, and you go into a turn-by-turn combat phase, going through the story, clearing it, getting materials to level up your characters, to rank them up. So, I mean, if you've ever played these gacha games, this is definitely going to be something that's really familiar. So let's go ahead, we're actually going to jump in now and talk a little bit more about how the combat works. So when you go into a story mission like this, you have these sort of grid phases that you can go through, and you can move in whatever direction you want as long as it's open. Some of these areas have blocked off areas, so you can't go into them. But once you go around a specific hexagram or hexagon or whatever you want to call it, you complete that specific area, and you can get bonus rewards and stuff on that, depending on like certain missions require you to do so. Now, I just came across an event in this specific map that I'm in, where I'm talking to this intimidating guard. Now, I can either ambush him, spending 4 energy, but I have a 100% chance to acquire a core of armor, the third section, or I can hide from him, where I get a core armor of the first. And so that is specifically regarding the equipment system in the game. Very similar to a lot of other systems, like rune systems that you see in a lot of other hero collector games. So either way, you're going to get something that you can use to equip onto your characters to strengthen them up. I don't know why my character went that way, because I wanted to go the other way, so let's go ahead and head back up this way. We're going to have another event popping up right here. Now, there are some pretty cool little instances where if you complete certain areas or complete certain objectives, you can unlock like secret missions that you can go through. This is a pamphlet. You see a flyer, 100% chance to acquire a condition. Positive condition, hold on though, there is a 33% chance for a battle to occur. So look at that. We got clear blood and we got more hot. Fire elemental damage is now increased by plus 1.5%, and we did not engage the enemy. So we're gonna go ahead and engage an enemy right here. Now, most of these stages that you go through is basically you going through the stage, going through different nodes until you get to the final boss. There are some stages where you have to survive as long as you possibly can against these hunters that will come after you. I've got these systems set on auto. I'm actually gonna keep the auto on for right now until we come across the boss in just a second. So we just completed that wave. Oh wait, let's just go ahead and take out this one last character. Rapid fire and finish them off. But I do have to say, the character designs in this game, though some of them are generic, some of them are pretty cool. In fact, the character that I decided to reroll for is definitely my favorite. She's probably one of the most interesting characters in the game. There's another guy called like Golden Mane, who's practically like a superhero, and I really like him. He actually kind of reminds me of All Might from My Hero Academia, or Boku no Hero. So we're gonna jump in. This is a boss fight. A lot of the boss fights, especially towards the ends of specific chapters, there's some pretty tough bosses that you can take down that have a little bit more interesting like dynamics to them, but not like significant. There are some higher tier dungeons and stuff, or things that you can go through where you can take down some really difficult bosses. So when you go through combat phases like this, you have a certain amount of skill points or skill energy that you can use for each of these characters for them to activate certain abilities. You can save them up because every round you get a certain amount, and you can use more powerful abilities, or you can use some of your mid-grade. So I'm going to use my SP5 and attack the person in the center. Defense down, attack up, and then I activated a link mode. The link mode is there are certain characters that if they're next to each other, they can activate link attacks to attack the enemies like as a combo ability. So just a quick attack, take this guy down on the far right. She's my personal favorite as of right now. I think she's super cool. Let's go ahead and we're just going to do a couple more of these rapid fires and take out these little weaker enemies that we've got going on right now. Drone Smite. And there are a lot of the characters I actually have right now on my team are characters that you unlock simply just by playing through this game. So we're just going to go and keep using some of our basic abilities. She's my healer. So she's got some pretty good, strong healing abilities. So like if any of your teammates are getting taken down pretty heavily, you can activate her healing abilities. Another interesting thing too is they have a strike system. Basically up on the top right, you see I've got a golden ring floating around one of my characters. That means if I want to, I can actually swap that character out for one of my teammates that's getting taken down. That's getting like hurt really bad. So keep going through this. Now you notice I'm attacking the characters in the front and not the one in the back, and it's because I can't actually attack her right now, because she's being protected by the ones in front. So you kind of have to position your characters the way that you want it to, depending on the positionings of the enemies, the position of your characters. So putting like the strongest units in the front, like your tank units in the front stuff. Very basic role-playing game style of gameplay. But you notice that the ability I just activated for her was sort of an AoE effect. So you got to kind of, think about those things when you're going into a lot of these combat situations. Because this one's another area of effect. I can attack like a whole group of people or target a single one. So there is some pretty interesting dynamics to the combat, but the auto combat and the speed up do unlock fairly quickly in the game. And so you can turn those on and then basically allow your characters to kind of grind through a lot of this at the very beginning, which I don't mind too much because I don't really want to go through a lot of the grind. But I do appreciate the fact that there is some interesting combat in the game that will come in later throughout the story. So this is a lot of the story that's going on right now, and at the beginning I talked about how like the story's great, and I think it is. I think it's a fantastic story, super interesting, but some of the English dialogue is not translated well, so keep that in mind too, because it really isn't the best. So we just completed a lot of the gameplay. We just finished off a chapter, and because we finished off a quest list, we're gonna get a whole bunch of rewards. We get some summit units that we can use as fodder for our other units, and then some of the quests that I completed for that specific stage. I completed a quest over here and got some cores, got some new characters I can use, and some experience points, some gold, and I'm about to get a whole bunch of cores that we can use for our characters, and we just unlocked the next stage. So what we're going to do now, let's go ahead and head on back and let's actually talk about the characters themselves, specifically about the progression in this game. So as of right now, let's say for this character right now, she's at 2 stars. She's level 30. To level up, you can just use basic units. Let's go with who's not leveled up all the way. She's not leveled up. The basic leveling up is you go through and you can just use fodder units that you get from playing through this game. There's also some fodder units that you can get through special stages, like daily stages where you can get experience, you can get coins, you can get materials to upgrade your characters, but you just use those as fodder to level them up, hit done, and then use some of your basic in-game currency to progress and level up your characters. Once you've got them up to their certain max level, you can then go through and rank them up. Now, in order to rank up the characters, they have to be at max level, and they have to have their affinity grade all the way up to the max that they currently have. The affinity grade is sort of like that +1, +2 that you see in a lot of other games. This one specifically is targeted towards the elemental type of that character. So we can go through, we can affinity upgrade her, Okay, we can do it one more time. Now, the required materials to affinity upgrade, it takes 2 of these wind elements in order for me to affinity upgrade her. It's because she's a 2-star. A 3-star requires 3, a 4-star requires 4, and the like that. So, once we get her affinity all the way up, once we level her all the way up, we can go to the ranking system, which you have to use characters of the same rank in order to rank her up. So, using 2 2-star characters, I'll be able to rank her up to level 3. And then we've got the skill system as well, where you can go through and you can actually level these up a little bit later, but I haven't gotten to that point just yet. Now, in order to get the materials that you need to upgrade them, you have to go through the transfer system, the backdoor supply area. You can get experience, you can get data pills, which is like the premium in-game, or not the premium, just the basic in-game currency. The secret stage is the areas that unlock. As you play through the game, you'll be able to unlock a lot of these things. They're pretty hard, but they do give you quite a bit of awesome rewards. And then the Watcher's Hall is where every day it unlocks, where you can go through, compete against these specific bosses to acquire specific affinity material that you can use to power up and upgrade your characters. The other last thing that I want to talk about is the core system. The cores, like I said before, is kind of like the rune system in the game, where once you have a certain amount of the same type of runes or cores, you get certain bonuses on top of that. So we're actually going to equip that. Yes, we're going to replace it. We have 3 equipped so far. I'm trying to go for a full... Actually, we'll be able to do it right now. We're going to get 3. Now, there are, in some games, it's like if you have 2 of the same set, you get a bonus. Other games, like if you have 4 of the same set, you get a bonus. This one, it's just straight 3 for all of them. So if you have 3 of the core of courage, you get the bonus for that. And so I've unlocked 3 attack 10% up because I have 6 of them. When the attack hits with a 20% chance, it deals extra damage of 80% of the attack and lowers the target's defense by 10% for 2 turns. You can also go through and you can upgrade these using specific materials. This one I can upgrade to a maximum of plus 4 using my in-game gold. This is not the premium currency. It's sort of like a secondary currency that you get in the game, but that gave me speed plus 10 and attack plus 18. So it's a great way to go through and upgrade those. But in order to get them past the plus 4, you do require these specific materials right here called the core upgrade modules that you can get simply through playing the game and through certain stages as well. So guys, that is the main core aspects of Gate 6. And now comes the time that I know a lot of you guys love. It's time to do some summons, but it does take a long time so far. I'd say probably within your first 48 hours, like maybe your first 3 days of playing, you'll be able to get enough gems to do your first 10-time summon. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to jump in and we're going to do a couple of summoning time, like just the one-time summons, to see if we can get anything super cool. So here we go. Here's the summoning animation. And I think we got a basic unit. We got a 2-star Moonlight Fang. Okay, let's continue to do some more summons. I think I can probably do a total of 3. A Shrewd Goblin Bato. A 2-star Chief of the Frost Goblins Izanu. This makes me want to do like a straight up full goblin, and I think that might be all that I have. So that's kind of like a basic summon right off the bat. Nothing super special. Here's the summoning rates. It looks like there's a 2.2% chance to get a base 4-star, 7.8% chance to get a 3-star, and then a 90% chance to get a 2-star, which I'm not gonna lie, kind of sucks. Like, even like they should have like made it where like the 2-stars were like, I don't know, maybe like 70%, the 3-stars maybe around, I don't know, 25%, and like the 4-stars 5%. I don't know. Those rates aren't really the best. They're definitely geared more towards the 2-stars. I know, but I mean, like, I haven't played super far into this game, so it's totally possible you can unlock a lot of these 4-stars a little bit later. I mean, you can rank up your 2 and 3 stars even higher past their current star rating. So guys, there you go. That is Gate 6 Cyber Persona by Flaro Games. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button. It helps out a ton. And also, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing so that you can stay up to date in the latest in mobile gaming. All right, friends, my name's Koolio, and I'll see you next time.